Believe it or not, there is a right way and a wrong way to accept free products. And lately I've seen a lot of content creators doing it the wrong way. So I'm gonna explain to you how I now accept free products so that when it comes time to accepting your first free product, whether you're a photographer or a content creator, that you don't make the same mistakes that I used to make. And I figured, why not open some of the products that were sent to me recently, because, you know, actually, I don't even know what this one is, so we'll open that one last. Oh, I hope this isn't batteries. You've probably gotten an email like this where the brand asks to send you a product in exchange for a free video. And that could be any form of video, whether it's a review, an overview, a product feature, or just a product placement. I actually remember the first time anyone ever wanted to send me free products. They were tube lights and I got super excited. I said, yes, of course, send me the product and I'll make a video. Not really understanding the value of my video content or the value of my opinion as just a regular human being, let alone as a content creator or as a photographer. Now, the problem with this, where you say yes to making a free video for free product, is that you now have a contractual obligation. You've entered into a contract with that brand or with the person who wants to send you that product to make that video. Even if you don't sign a hard written contract, even you just saying yes in an email is a form of a contract. Which then might come as a surprise, but that video is now technically a sponsored video. So you know how when you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and it says sponsored in the bottom corner, you now have to disclose that you made this video in exchange for compensation. Even if that compensation wasn't monetary value, you've now agreed to making that video in exchange for the value of the products that you accepted. And the other thing you might not realize is that that also means you now have to claim the value of those products on your taxes. Which, even if it's a $5 item or a $15 item, ends up being a lot of paperwork and a lot to keep track of. Now, I'm extremely privileged where I'm in a position where a lot of companies want to send me products to test, but a lot of those companies are very specific in their emails where they say, you must make a video. And because of that, 95% of the time, I never end up accepting those products because I don't want to be forced to make a video, especially if it's something I've either never tested before, and last thing I want to do is be recommending products that I don't know if they're good. I don't want to be forced to having to post this thing if I don't think it's a good fit for you. Now, some creators would disagree and say, well, I can just make a quick 20-second video and it takes me 5 minutes to make and edit and I can post it and then I'm done and then I have the products and I don't have to ever think about it again. And that's where lately I've seen a lot of content creators making 10, 20, 30, 40 videos a month where every single one is a new product that popped up in their inbox. And this is kind of an extension of something that Stefano and I were talking about and a post that he made over on Threads, which is just because you can make a video doesn't mean you should. Because what you're making reflects the value that you're placing on your work. Meaning, if you go and accept a $20, $15 t-shirt in exchange for making a video, mind you, that t-shirt probably only cost the company $2 to make, what you're effectively telling that brand is my content is only worth $5 or $10 or $15. On the flip side of this, if your audience sees that every single video you're putting out is a technically sponsored video, because remember, when you're accepting free product and guaranteeing a video, that is a sponsored video. So when your audience sees that every single thing is sponsored, now that also devalues your personal brand, where we don't know whether this product is the one that Anthony likes or this one is the one that Anthony likes. I'm not saying you can't turn your channel or your TikTok or your Instagram into a review, a gear review channel, but if that's not the direction you want to go, because you want to be able to sell your photography services or sell your video services or whatever content creation that you're doing, if everything turns into a sponsored product video, that very quickly devalues your personal brand. So then what is the alternative? What else can we do if someone wants to send us free products for testing? Like this right here. This was a free product that someone sent me, but I didn't agree to make a video on this microphone. In fact, I didn't really want to make a video on this microphone, but I guess this is kind of that anyway. Am I not following my own advice? So the first method is what I like to call product for video, or product for guaranteed video. The second method is what I like to call products for testing. So let's flip this around and say a brand wants to send you a product, but there are no requirements. Meaning you haven't verbally guaranteed them a video, you haven't signed a contract, and they're fully willing to send you whatever product it is, no strings attached. To clarify, you did not have to do any work to get that product to show up at your front door. There's no compensation, there's no guarantee. And then depending on where you live, if you didn't have to work to get that product, and in theory it had zero commercial value, then you might not also need to claim the value of that product on your taxes. So there's too many pieces here. I'll just show this to you. It's a microphone. If you want to see me test this microphone, comment down below and we'll do an audio test. So I actually go one step further when I'm doing products for testing and have companies sign what I like to call a gear release form. Now this isn't something that's completely new that I made up. I actually stole this idea from Donna Did It, if you watch his channel. And I think Becky and Chris also use this method. Essentially what it is it's a one-page form. I sign, the brand signs, and it says three things, or a couple things, but three important things. First, that I am not obligated to make any content whatsoever. So the brand acknowledges that we are sending you this thing and we expect zero in return. I also include on that form that I, as the content creator, retain the rights to this content, and that I am not influenced by an external source, and that they have no say in the content that I'm creating. I also ask them to specify that what they're sending are either gifts or commercial samples with zero commercial value. There are also some companies who will send products where it says right on it either commercial samples or sample only. Part of that is to prevent you from reselling it, but also when you say something has no commercial value on the shipping label, usually you can't insure it. So sometimes there's funny stuff involved if it's a really high value product. So just make sure if you're getting people to send you things that it actually says gifts or no commercial value. Apparently this is also a microphone. I had no idea this was being sent. I had this company sign my gear release form and say, send me whatever you want. So they sent me a bunch of microphones. The gear release form is a really simple way to protect yourself from any emails back and forth where the brand might be confused, where they thought you were gonna make a video for free, because there are just so many accounts out there, like I said, just making videos on everything. And so sometimes the expectation, even if they don't say it right up front, is that we're sending it to you and that you will eventually make something. Now, I've also included in my contract a line that says I have a 60-day testing period. Because I think a problem with a lot of the brands is that they're concerned you won't make anything and that they'll lose out on the value of the product. So that guarantees them that if I don't make anything within 60 days, it says right at the bottom, you can request at your own cost, so the company pays for it, to then be shipped back and they get the product back. And this one I actually bought myself, but it was laying on the floor for the last few days, so I thought I would just open it on camera. It's literally nothing fancy. It's just one of these mini tripod light stands. I'm gonna stick one of those lights back there on it and just stick it on the ground. That's it. Not sponsored in any way. The gear release form that I've made is available on my website if it's something you're interested in picking up. It's something that I've compiled after having read dozens and dozens of these contracts and forms that companies make you sign when they send you product, except I've written it from the perspective of the content creator to benefit the content creator. So if that's something you're interested, you can find the link down in the description below. And I'll be going to the auto show this week in Toronto I don't know if I'm gonna be shooting photos, but I'll definitely have my camera and be there with some of the photo crew, so to speak. So if you're there, come say hi. And in the meantime, hopefully this was helpful. A little bit of a different video than normal, but I did want to just share that because I know it's something a lot of new content creators and even experienced content creators could benefit from. Until the next one, get out, go shoot photos. Now we gotta clean all this up. Look at this mess. Look at this mess.